So, if I look like crap, it's because I feel like crap. I am not doing well. I took 2 days off of work. I should have taken more, but I didn't, and I can't, unfortunately. Grief is a weird thing. I debated on doing this video, but then I was like, I feel like I need to talk. So on my old channel, I spoke about how my dad was really sick and possibly at that time what we thought not going to make it. And he has suffered for well over 8 years with pain. I mean, excruciating pain. And it's been weird. It's been a very weird ride. My dad, I guess I should start from the beginning. Both me, my dad, and my sister have kind of a complicated relationship. He was very present when we were little. When we got older, it's weird. So he remarried and moved to Washington State after my husband and I moved to Florida. There was nothing else for him here, and I think I didn't see that before until my sister mentioned it. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Plus, there was better doctors out there for him, we thought. No, there were. So I didn't really see him. Like, I haven't seen him in over 8 years. Like, physically see. Well, no, I video chatted him. But I haven't, like, physically seen him. I haven't physically hugged him. I haven't done any of that in over 8 years. But we talked. Sometimes it was once a month. Sometimes, I mean, he was 3 hours behind, so it was kind of hard. And sometimes it was more than that. And I was daddy's little girl. And so he was sick. And every time we thought it was it, he would just bounce back. My aunt called him a phoenix because he's just like, he rose from the ashes and, you know, he's good. He wasn't fine. He was good. So I got the call on the 9th, I think, or the 8th. I was the 8th of October that he was in the hospital again. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, like, literally, it was just like, okay. I mean, because it just was a constant with him. And I talked to him that Saturday, and here's the weird thing. He sounded good as far as energy. It was weird. He didn't recognize my voice at first, which caught me off guard. And then he just sounded really tired. But something felt off. He was supposed to come home that Monday. He had blood clots, like, just everywhere. And he's supposed to come home that Monday. Well, I got a call at 8 o'clock, right when I was like getting ready to clock out from work, from my aunt, that they didn't expect him to make it through the night. And my reply was, I think it was like, come on, you know, because I was just frustrated for him. It's selfish of me to want him here because he was so miserable. I've done a lot of breathing. So my dad passed October 11th. And I cried. Luckily, I was off work that day. I cried hard. But then I dissociated, which I tend to do a lot. And when things are painful. And then I just went to work. I think I left early that Wednesday because I was getting snappy just because I was tired. That was my excuse. I was just tired. And so I just worked. And then I got sick. I had sick with a sinus infection that just still to this day just won't freaking go away. It's not COVID, it's not the flu, it's just a freaking stupid sinus infection. It was a bad one too, like it was bad, I was on steroids. So I kept working. I mean, so he was cremated, so, because, you know, he died in Washington State and he wanted to be buried with, my grandparents in Connecticut, and which was cool. And so yeah, I just kept working, and I didn't cry. I didn't cry after that at all. There was a couple times where I got sad, but I didn't cry. He wasn't gone. Wasn't gone. Like I said, if you could understand the dynamics of our relationship, it was like I could just call him. He's fine. I've gone, a couple weeks without talking to him. It's fine. I just kept going. That's the denial. It's one thing to read about grief and the many cycles of grief. It's another to experience it, like literal denial. Everything's fine. Fine. People were just shocked. I was still working, and I was still laughing, and I was still giggling. I mean, I was still me, It's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. And then this last week, I was preparing for our trip up to Connecticut, and I worked overtime. I worked a lot of hours. I was very tired. So I was just tired, right? Still sick, still tired. It's fine. I started to lose it a little bit on our way up. And then we got there, and I wanted to cry. I kept feeling like I was going to cry. And then, sorry, I got a message. It was weird. And I was fine. I was around, my family I haven't seen in years, and so that brought back a lot of fun memories. Like, fun, when I say I have a huge Italian family, this, like, paled in comparison. So Saturday was the funeral, and we had a bunch of pictures of him. He was so handsome. My son, my youngest boy, looks just like him. It's crazy. And we all giggled about that too. So Saturday we went to the church. My dad was raised Roman Catholic. I was raised Roman Catholic. I have since removed myself from that church. So I felt a little awkward because I haven't been in that church for a long time, but I did my part. And my sister and I were sitting up front, and we cried hard. I kept staring at his picture, and again, it was like the denial, like it just kept coming. Like I just didn't want to process it. So I cried. And then when I was fine, I was tired. My eyes were swollen. My eyes are still swollen. And we went to the cemetery where my grandparents were buried. And if you go to that cemetery in Southington, it's full of Mangelos. And I cried. He got a military honors, and I cried. But I still didn't feel, it felt unreal. So Saturday evening, we went to my aunt's again, and we ate, and we laughed, and we cried, and we just giggled and told stories, and it was so awesome for my youngest boy to hear. I went to the hotel, and it was fine. I was sad to leave my family. I thought that's where the sadness was coming from. It was fine. Sunday in the car, I had a little moment. It was fine. Yesterday, I go to work, and I lost it. I couldn't fake it if I tried. I just wanted to cry. And I knew I needed to cry, and I needed to cry hard, but I felt panicked. Like, I felt like this panic. And his pictures kept replaying in my head. And not that they were bad pictures, it's just reality set in, like reality hit. My dad is gone. I can never talk to him again. And then I understood the purpose of talking to the dead. They're not going to answer back. But it's a way. It's no different to me than writing a letter to him. It's a way to keep that bond and to keep the sorrow at bay. It's a way to cope. I'm not doing well. Distractions are not working. I am going into a state of depression, and it scares the shit out of me. I just want to lock myself in the room. I know that I need to cry. I need to process this because it's important, and I know it'll get better. It's not going to get any easier for a while, but it's going to get better, and the holidays are coming, and it sucks. Grief is hard. Grief is a struggle. Grief is real. I thought that I could deal with this because I've lost so much in my life. My grandparents, when I was younger, I watched them die. My dad's mom, when I was like early 20s, and I don't know how my mom keeps going. And I actually asked her because I cried to her last night because I felt like I was going to have a panic attack. I felt my heart racing. Nothing I could try to do, any of my coping mechanisms were not working. And then I realized I need to feel this. It's important to feel this because it's my dad. And I thought it was important to share because I don't think grief has a timeline. And I kept thinking I should be able just to go back to work and everything's fine. I did it before. That was before. That was the denial. Now it's processing and accepting what is. I miss him. I'm frustrated and I'm angry for him. But yeah, I'm not doing so good.